Welcome back, Jtsknifelife here, back again with some knife therapy, and I'm back at the modding game. These two knives before you've already seen. These are my first two mods I ever tried. This was the Pilar. I did this one in blue G10. That was just a scrap piece of G10. That's why that was like this. This was just a practice, just to see how much it would lighten up the knife and to see if I could actually pull it off, because this is a blind screw right here, so it didn't have a hole going all the way through it. So it was quite a challenge, but I love a good challenge. So y'all have already seen this one. This one drops free now. The action's great. Looks like I need to tighten it up a little bit, but everything's still great, rock solid. And then you've seen this one. This is the Boker Tech Tool single blade that I did in multicolored micarta. As you can see, that's linen micarta. I really like a rough linen micarta pattern. It leaves a very grippy texture. So I got those two, and I got a few more new ones that I'd like to show y'all. Started out with this one, a rather simple project. I took a Swiss Army knife that, let's see, I don't have the scales on, but it had those old plastic scales. I bought this for $5 at an Army surplus store, and I popped those scales off, and I added myself some canvas, OD green canvas micarta. Sorry about the dirty hands. I just got finished doing some work. As you can see, look, it's a nice, well-used blade. This is my shop knife. But this one, you would think it would be a pretty easy project, but as you can see, kind of like this one's coming up. This is the bigger model. Forgot the name of this one, but see how they got the rivets like that? And I'll show you in comparison. On this one, all these rivets, let's see, all these rivets line up with, that rivet lines up with that one lines with that one, that one. So for this one, it should be a pretty easy project. All I should have to do is countersink 3 holes. First, I'll drill out these holes so I can get a nice template, and then countersink them to the exact depth, and they ought to pop directly onto this. Make it really nice. You pop it on there. It's a nice snug fit. Then you add some glue to make sure they don't ever come off. So this one's a kind of exciting project. The lock broke on this one. It had a little lock, so I figured why not make some new scales. I don't really like these plastic scales too much. They're kind of slippery. But this one, it has a spot for these two. Like, it has this one and this one. But there's also a third rivet right here that it doesn't have a hole for. It just fits in some milling work that they had. So this one turned out to be rather challenging. But like I said, I'm always up for a challenge. And this is a good knife for somebody to try to start doing some of their own modifications. If you have any questions about any of these things, I hope to be able to, once I get somebody to be my cameraman, hopefully I can video the process for y'all from start to finish. Because a lot of people have asked me certain questions that I would love to be able to show you rather than try to tell you, because sometimes I'm not the best at explaining things. So there's the Cadet. My next one, this one I was really excited about. This is a Rat 2. I did this one in natural linen micarta, and I didn't stop there. I wanted to do a full-on customization, so I acid washed the liners. I got them a nice dark color. I also stone washed them, and I did the blade too. I acid washed the blade. I think the contrast makes it look real rugged. Then I had to throw an edge on it. So I think this one came out very nice. I'm pretty excited for it. This one was a pretty easy, straightforward project. All you do is drill all the holes, countersink them. And as far as countersinking, that was a process that I learned more and more each knife, but it's gotten a lot easier for me. You find the right drill bits to do them, and then I kind of just, you know, I don't measure out anything, not as of right now, but I'll probably get a depth finder eventually to make sure so I don't have to do any guesswork. But start out by making what you know, lining up the scales and getting about the right size, putting them in there, and usually, you know, you may have a little bit, as you can see, it's a little proud of the liner. Nothing that's causing any, you know, malfunction in the knife. About almost the same way it was before, but this one came out really well. I was really happy. Tell me what you guys think. This next one I just finished up with, and I hate the material, but I love the outcome. This was a Spyderco Little Lum. I did some patriotic Kyanite scales, and I could have did some more finishing work on it, but after I finished rounding off everything, I took it to about a 400 grit, and as you can see, I didn't get all the scratch pattern out, but I'm happy for it. This is my knife. It's not like I'm doing this for a customer or something, which I don't take orders right now. I'm just doing this, you know, to help me deal with pain that I deal with every day. This helps me get my mind off of it. I'll tell you what, I added a little bit of thickness, me and Jtsknifelife. Oh yeah, I want to give a shout out to him. He shouted me out on his channel. Really nice guy. He's got some nice knives. If for some reason you're not subscribed to him, please, I'll leave a link to his channel below. Please go check him out. He's a great dude. We plan on trying to do some kind of collaboration together. Maybe I'll do the scale work and I'm going to let him do his magic on the blade or whatnot. But as you can see, I got a new jig that I saw from another knife maker on YouTube to contour the handle scales, because if you've ever worked with this, you know that this material is very soft, and if I would have did this on my belt grinder, as new as I am, it would have became a nightmare. I would have probably ruined it, and I would have probably been very, very upset because I spent a lot of time on these scales. But I'll show you that and other tools I use as soon as I can get somebody to help video while I'm doing it, because I'd like to show y'all everything that I use, because I learned everything that I've learned from watching YouTube videos. So these are the 3 that I've done in this past week. I also wanted to make, I got this knife right here, the Boker F3. There's a few modifications that I still want to do to it. I want to do a deeper clip, kind of like the GM2, the Giant Mouse 2, because I love a nice clip point. And I would have liked to see this accentuated a little bit more. So if you look at the Giant Mouse 2, you'll see what I'm talking about. They look a lot alike. So that's something else that I want to do. I might bring up the flat grind a little bit on a regrind, but I'm going to have to borrow a better grinder. I got a friend of mine who just got into knife making. He's got a 2x72, and I'll probably try that on his. My 1x30 couldn't handle this the way I want it. So I got this knife, and it was kind of heavy for me, so I wanted to lighten the scale. So I decided to make some holes, kind of like mayo holes, to lighten it up a little bit. I chamfered all the holes. I plan on putting an orange field finish on it and probably doing a flame anodization. Let me know what you guys think. I also did 2 on this side. All I can say is either this side is like a cheaper grade titanium. I didn't know it has a pit in it. So this is either not 6AL 4V titanium, or this side has some kind of heat treat on it, because I used regular cobalt bits and drilled through these like it was butter. And when I got to these 2 holes, it burned up probably 3 or 4 drill bits before I actually was able to pop through. And as you can see, it left some like countersinks in there instead of kind of like this where it chamfered. it didn't do that. It pulled it in there and did a countersink. So like I said, either these are two different grade titanium. You know, maybe they figured on the show side they didn't need the more expensive stuff, or maybe this side is heat treated so it could give you maybe better spring in the lock bar. I don't know why you'd need it because it has the interface in it. Somebody knows that answer, please let me know. It kind of threw me for a loop, but that one's done for now. You saw this project. This one I'm pretty excited to do. I'm going to show y'all a few handle scale materials. Y'all let me know what y'all want to see on this. Maybe I'll let y'all decide for me. Another project that I'm going to do for a friend is this is one of the little bitty classic Swiss Army knives. And like I said, all you do is put something in there, pop them up, and countersink for these rivets right here, and see how they did it. And then you just get some epoxy or something like that and glue them down. But this one I'm doing for Copper Dice, a good buddy of mine. He asked me if I'd do it for him, so I had a few of these laying around. This shouldn't take me long. That's a quick project. If you want to start getting into it, try something like this. I'm telling you, it's not hard. I'm not the best at working with my hands, but you'll figure it out, I promise. Let me try to get a picture of all the knives that I've done thus far. Let me know what you guys think. I'm pretty happy with them. Like I said, these are the first knives I've ever even attempted, and I've only messed up twice because I'm learning. Each time I do a scale, you learn, and you know there's no doubt about that. Let me know which one's your favorite. Like to know, like I said, I got them in order of the way I did them. Or actually, no, I don't. I think this is the order. This is the first one I've done. This was the first one that didn't have liners that I was kind of nervous about, but it came out better than I expected. This one, like I said, is a pretty easy project. If you want to get into it and start trying to do it yourself, try one of these. It's not that hard. Or this one, because this one you have liners in this one and this one and this one. It's a lot easier when you got stainless liners. You can follow those as a template, but you can also follow the regular holes of the scales, no matter what kind of scales they are. All right, and real quick, yeah, I'm gonna show you some handle scales, some material that I have, and y'all kind of tell me what y'all think I ought to do with this one. I'll leave it right here. I hadn't done any wood yet. This is some sort of, I think, a curly maple. I love the look it has whenever you put a coating on it. It gives you like a yellowy tint, and I love how it kind of dances in the light, kind of like carbon fiber. Then I have some zebra wood. Those are the two woods that I've gotten. This one's a dense wood, and this one's a pretty soft, almost feels like balsa wood. Then as in micarta, I got some. This is green and black, a little bit over a 1/4 inch thick canvas. I got this is regular green canvas. Let's see, got some jade G10. I love jade. I wish I didn't think about it, but this is just flat. I should have got a peel ply, but this is a cool. I love this handle material. And I must say, G10 is easier to work with than wood. You got to be careful because you can burn through it like nothing. It's like turns into dust, barely touching any kind of sandpaper. Then I have some more tan linen micarta. I really love linen micarta. It gives such a good look. That's what's on this one. If you want to see the difference, this is linen. This is canvas. You can see the little, it looks like little dots. And let's see if I can show. The linen has more of a, I hate, it sounds stupid and say linen look, but I mean, look, if you know what the difference, if you know what linen material is and canvas material, you ought to know the difference between the two. This one has a more soft, this one has a more grippy, like rougher texture to it. This is also a linen right here. This one I left to like 180 grit. This one I think I left to like a 300 grit. I like this more because you got a lot more grip to the material. And I also have a maroon linen micarta. It's hard to tell, but you can see it on the side. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know which one of these is y'all favorite. As of right now, I plan on doing some complete overhaul on this one. I'm probably going to put, I don't know, either the green and black canvas or some OD green linen. That's really my favorite, OD green linen micarta on this one. And I'll probably do an acid stone wash, give it a real rugged look.